starting to get colder. That means we need to talk about how to keep your hands warm during the colder months of the winter. So let's get into it. Riding your bike in winter, nothing's worse than having cold hands, and it's usually the thing that gets cold the quickest. There are a couple options, and I want to break down some of the ones that I like, and there may be others. Go ahead and leave comments below if you have some other options. The first option is a standard glove. I like gloves that have a little bit of grip to them on the inside. An option is your standard glove. I don't necessarily use a bike glove. I like some sort of silk or high tight weave glove, and that usually works for me throughout most of the year. I will take gloves on me bike camping no matter what time of year I go. And not only will I take the one glove, and this is my second option, I like to have the liner, a silk liner for the inside of the glove. But there's another option for your liner, and that's wool. So these silk liners are great. If your hands start to get a little warm, you can always take the outer shell off and just wear these real light silk inner liners. And these are really great gloves. And these, like my outer shell, have a grip on the inside. The other option is to go down to your military surplus Army Navy store and pick up one of the wool inner gloves that they sell there. These stores tend to sell these, and they tend to be expensive. I actually had used these when I was in the Army. These wool gloves are awesome. All right. So this is my main go-to, is to put on my silk inner glove and then just slip that hand in to the outer shell glove, and off I go. And then when I usually keep these together most of the time and just take them on and off as one single glove with the liner inside. This is my favorite option because, like I said, it's layered, so you can strip it down if you want and go to a lighter glove if your hands start sweating, especially if you ride your bike in the mornings in the fall, summer, and spring, and then it warms up during the day. You need to lighten that up, but maybe you want to keep a glove on because of the wind chill. So that's a good option. The gloves, when it starts to get really cold, you've got another tool that you can use that you can find anywhere. Ace Hardware, Home Depot, or Lowe's. And that's a chemical hand warmer. So they come in larger sizes, or for hand or feet, these smaller sizes. And the way these work is when you bring them out of the bag, they're exposed to oxygen, and that's what activates the heating chemicals. So of course, if you're riding to work or a shorter distance, and you're not going to use these, because these last about 8 hours, all you have to do to deactivate the oxygen warming chemical reaction is to slip them into a sealable plastic bag, and off you go. You seal that, and you can reuse it the next day. Just take it out of the bag and let it reactivate with exposure to oxygen. As I've talked about so far, work great as long as it's about 10 degrees Fahrenheit or above. But Once it gets colder than that, your hands are still going to be uncomfortably cold, in fact painfully. So what I've also used are heated snowmobile gloves. And what I like about these is you can adjust heat levels on these particular ones. So from a lower level up to there's about 5 levels that you're able to set these at. So yeah, these work pretty good, and these are pretty grippy on the inside too, because they're meant for somebody riding a conveyance snowmobile, much like a bike. It's got handlebars and all that. So these heated gloves have a rechargeable battery on the side. You just connect your USB to that port, and you can charge both gloves simultaneously. The charging wires have a split Y so that you can charge both gloves simultaneously. They each have their separate cable, of course. Your other option would be mounted handlebar mittens. Again, those are really good for keeping your hands warm in cold weather. For most bikes where you just need to operate a couple instruments up here, your shifters and brakes, you'll probably be fine with that option. However, on an e-bike it's going to be more problematic. Whatever glove or mitt option you do decide to use, you can always use the chemical heating pads with all of those options to supplement during more lower temperatures. So those are always a great option. If you have any additional options, please leave a comment down below and let us know what your ideas are.